It has started. What we have feared would happen. With Joe Biden now the presumptive Democratic nominee, the Trump campaign is already undermining Joe Biden by simply showing Biden losing focus and not being able to put together a coherent sentence. Videos like this.
You know, there's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than it's called. He called it the World War II. He had the War Production Board.
Yeah. Sanjay Gupta's face, man. You could see the pained expression. At that moment, we were all Sanjay Gupta. Except, of course, for Trump supporters who were absolutely gleeful that they get to run against this guy and not Bernie Sanders, who Donald Trump was actually very apprehensive about running against. In fact, in leaked audio that I've shown you guys here on the show before, had you listened to, Trump was like, I don't want to go against Bernie Sanders. No, much easier to go against somebody like Hillary Clinton or another establishment figure. So now the person sharing this video was originally was Donald Trump's deputy director of communications, Zach Parkinson. And then it was shared by Trump War Room, which has actually a much bigger following on social media. And so this video is out there. And by the way, they didn't even have to add anything. All they did was just quote him. And that's it. Now, the reason that I'm doing this story is not because, haha, Biden and, oh my God, the Trump guys are right. No, what I'm saying is that this is going to be their attack against Biden. And they're going to show these videos, and they already are, to show that he is mentally unfit to run the country. Now, I think Donald Trump's mentally unfit for many, many reasons, right? But I'm not the people that these guys are going to convince. Think about the independent swing voters who are already not enthused about going back to the Obama years with Joe Biden, or the uninformed voters who see Biden tripping over his own words and not making any sort of sense. I'm saying that this could be an effective strategy. Whether or not it overshadows Donald Trump's terrible response to coronavirus or the Trump fatigue that many people in the country do have, I've got no idea, but this is what they're going with. This is what they're going with. So I don't know what's going to happen. Now, the Democrats, they do need to pick an exciting VP. Somebody you know could take over if Biden were to be incapacitated if he wins the election, and maybe to pick up the progressive voter. So there's a couple of different names that are being floated around, ones that Biden will probably not consider. One of them is Tammy Baldwin. Another one, Nina Turner. And then there's Barbara Lee. These are more exciting progressive women. And look, I would be okay with some of these picks. I doubt that it's going to happen. And we're probably going to see a Gretchen Whitmer or a Amy Klobuchar. Seriously. Gretchen Whitmer, hey, oh, look, Michigan, right? No, those two ladies are the Tim Kaine of this election cycle, which means, without a doubt, one of them is going to end up being VP. Seriously. It's terrible. Terrible. What are they doing? But look, it's also possible. I'm not saying it's likely, but it is possible that they end up replacing Joe Biden with someone else. And whose name would that be? Andrew Cuomo. I'm not saying that is likely to happen. I am saying it's definitely possible that it could happen. And if it does, it'd be pure madness. Because that's 100% undemocratic. You remove him, he's just not feeling well, or he's got coronavirus and he needs to sit out, or, it's Joe Biden. I mean, he did his best, but he's not up to it. I guess we're going to have to replace him with Andrew Cuomo or Michael Bloomberg. That would be, again, madness. Madness. This would completely nullify a primary and cause absolute chaos. But if that doesn't happen, by the way, look, I think the Democrats, They couldn't have picked a worse candidate to go up against Donald Trump. And that's just on mental preparedness alone. Now, look, I'm not saying that's Biden all the time, and I'm not saying that, he's got 100% verifiable cognitive decline. What I do say is that there are instances where he is not as sharp as he used to be, and that he is getting a bit older. He's around the same age. I believe he's either a year younger than Bernie Sanders or a year older, 78 years old. And he's sometimes not sharp. Now, sometimes he is. But other times, like that, definitely something seems to be going on here. And that's not to mention, by the way, other problems with Joe Biden, his terrible record, his history of lying. That's not a result of any sort of mental decline. No, he literally lied about being arrested in South Africa during apartheid, which he was not. And so, I mean, you have all the terrible votes as well. For example, to confirm Scalia, right? Anita Hill. You've got all of this stuff. And the sexual harassment allegations, sexual assault allegations from Tara Reid. And the numerous videos of Biden being super creepy around women. I mean, this may be worse than 2016. Worse. As if we didn't already have what we thought was one of the worst candidates. But now, I'm coming around to thinking that maybe a majority of the hatred towards Hillary Clinton, and this is not, leftward hatred towards Hillary Clinton, but a lot of the hatred towards Hillary Clinton mainly had to do with the fact that she was a woman. Whereas Joe Biden has actually taken worse positions than Hillary Clinton has. And yet there are people that like him more because he's a dude and because he's got that, oh, shucks, regular guy looking, vibe to him. When in reality, again, he's a senator from MBNA. That was his nickname because he represented the credit card companies. And Elizabeth Warren got famous for calling him out for it. Yeah. So there is sexism. Absolutely. And it's amazing that nobody in the establishment can admit the problems with Joe Biden. And the fact that he's going to get absolutely destroyed in debates unless they can do what they did when he was in the last debate with Bernie Sanders, where he tended to actually keep it together. So I don't know if they can repeat that trick twice, 3 times, 4 times, whatever. But Donald Trump, you get him in a debate with Joe Biden, he's going to rip Biden apart. And here we're going to say, we told you so. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.